all for telling my kids I am not okay with calling their stepmom Mom. 2 years ago, my husband left me for my best friend after 20 years of marriage, and they got married. As much as I loved my husband, his affair wasn't a surprise. My mother-in-law told me in our wedding day that men like him don't stay loyal to women like me. She was right. What hurt the most was the betrayal from my best friend. I loved this woman and considered her a sister. Since then, I have gone no contact from both of them. Any communication regarding the kids goes through a third party. If they are at an event, I don't go there. My kids know this and have respected this boundary. They know not to mention them to me, and we celebrate birthdays separately. The kids are now 16 female, 17 male, 17 female, 18 female, and 21 male. Recently, when we were all at our house, 16 female asked me if I was okay with her calling her stepmom Mom. She said since she will have a half-sibling soon, this will make the half-sibling not confused and part of the family. I told her that no, I am not okay with that woman being called Mom, but she could call her that if she wanted to. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean she doesn't have to do it. I won't be mad at her if she calls her Mom. The other kids started getting mad at her, but I shut them down. My mother-in-law called me screaming, saying I'm alienating the stepmom, and I should have told 16 female that I'm okay with it. I have an honest policy with my kids. I'm always open and honest with them. Just because I do not personally like something they do, doesn't mean I don't let them do it. For example, 17 male has a lot of piercings I personally do not like, but that doesn't mean I forbid him from having them. Now for the top comments before the little update. Not today, Hole. At 16, the kid should be able to understand why you would not be okay with that. Besides, I don't see how the half-sibling would be confused if everything is explained to them like any other blended family. Sounds like someone whispered in your kid's ear about calling the mistress Mom thing, because I don't think a 16-year-old would think about it on their own. I would like to say that my former best friend is better than that, but then again, she also slept with my husband after 15 years of friendship, so maybe I don't know her that well. It may not be the mistress. It could be your ex or your ex's mother, since she seems so angry about it. Your ex's mother. Possible. She loves her new daughter-in-law. No one was happier in the divorce than her, because she now finally has a daughter-in-law for her class, rather than one below it. You handled that very maturely and reasonably. Your ex-mother-in-law is just an a-hole, and don't listen to her. I think that you're being graceful in the face of great pain and sacrifice. You sound like an excellent mother. I'm sorry you're going through this. I'd suggest adding your mother-in-law to your no-contact list as well, since it looks like she's not a rational person. Can I call her Mom and are you okay with me calling her Mom are two very different questions. The first one, the answer can be controversial. If you had said no, then she could have argued with you. You said yes. No arguing there. The second one, she is asking you about a feeling. You can't control a feeling. She can't be mad because you feel things. What makes a difference between a good and a bad person is not the feeling they have, but what they do with the feeling. You are not a bad person for having a feeling, and you were definitely a good person for having a bad feeling, but choosing to handle it the hard way. Not today, Hole. Now for the little update. I just went up to my daughter's room. I gently asked her why she gave mother-in-law my number. She said because grandma asked her. I asked if it was her idea to call stepmom Mom. She said yes. I told her she is more than allowed to call her Mom. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. I also told her that I want no contact with her grandmother for a reason, and she isn't allowed to give my number out to people I don't talk to. She apologized. Also to the people asking about the stepmom. She was my best friend for 15 years and the kids considered her an aunt. When the affair happened, the oldest kid stopped talking to her, but the youngest was very attached to her still. Maybe that's why she feels comfortable with calling her Mom. Either way, it's her choice. I would also like to address a few things. To those of you accusing me of blaming the stepmom and not my husband for the affair, I blame both. I got betrayed by two people. One a husband and the other a sister. A betrayal from a sister hits just as hard as a betrayal from a husband. And secondly, some of you have been commenting on why my daughter is so attached to the stepmom. My youngest is a very loving person. Her stepmom has been in her life since she was 1 year old. Back then she was auntie, but after the affair, all my other children turned away from her. But it wasn't so easy for my youngest. She still cares for her. My boundary is still in place. I'm no contact with the ex-mother-in-law and ex-best friend. I will be logging off now. Have a great day. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for not contributing to my family's expenses related to my wedding? My fiancé, 26 female, and I, 28 male, are getting married at a destination wedding next summer. The destination is special to my fiancé as she vacationed there with her family a couple times when she was younger, and it holds sentimental value to her. I was open to the idea since I am pretty indifferent when it comes to the wedding planning, and this seemed like an easy way to check a lot of boxes at once, plus the added bonus of my fiancé getting a wedding she dreamed about. Of course, the downfall of a destination wedding is that people might not be able to attend. We expected this and had a lot of conversations about making sure we don't take anything personally if people can't attend, and we're very clear to the people we asked to be in our wedding party about the cost and expectations. There were a couple of friends they asked to be groomsmen that had to decline due to them having young kids, and I totally get that and respect it. I'm not an idiot. My wedding is not more important than your kids to you. This hasn't been as much of a problem with my fiancé's side, as her family comes from money, and destination weddings are kind of the norm for them. In the time we've dated, I think 4 to 5 of her cousins have had destination weddings, but we only attended one of them, and there was no fuss on anyone's part about the ones we didn't go to. My family, however, does not come from money. When I told my parents and siblings about our wedding plans, they all kind of freaked out about not being able to afford it. I get it, my siblings have kids and expenses too. So I told them I understand if it's not something they are able to afford. And while I would love for them to be there, I won't hold it against them if they can't make it work. My parents have guilted me over it a little bit, but have assured me they will be attending. However, they told me that we should all pool some money together, and by all they mean mostly me, to make sure all my siblings and their families can attend. I told them there is pretty much no way I can do that. My 2 sisters got wind of this idea, probably from my mom, and they said that the only way they can attend is if I help pay for at least half of their trips for their whole families, kids included. I kind of laughed at that and told them there is no way I will do that. They said that since I am the one who decided to have a destination wedding, and that it is my responsibility to make sure my family can all attend. I told them that I love them and would love to have them at my wedding, but I am not funding vacations for their entire family. I said the only way I would even consider it would be if it was just them and their spouses, no kids. They said that excluding their kids was not acceptable. They told me that I have turned into a stuck-up a-hole since I got engaged, and I am rubbing my fiancé's money in their faces. They accused me of having a destination wedding on purpose to rub it in their faces that they can't afford something like it. The thing is, you're throwing a wedding that you know your family can't attend financially, but your wife's can. You therefore know that this will be a wedding for your wife's family, not yours. You therefore know that this is symbolic of you choosing and entering a lifestyle in which money divides you from your former family. If your family's presence in your life isn't important for your wedding, there's every reason to believe it won't be important for other events. Your family understands all this, just like you do. You're pretending it's just one day and it's no big deal if they miss it. Like, you won't be offended. Like, your feelings won't be hurt. But that's your way of deflecting the point. It hurts them to watch you choose money over their participation in your life. It hurts them to be excluded from the wedding of their close loved one. You're the a-hole. Take responsibility for leaving your family out of your wedding. It hurts them to watch you choose money over their participation in your life. It hurts them to be excluded from the wedding of their close loved one. Meh, they don't really show much interest in my life anyway. Heck, when my sisters FaceTimed me to complain, it was the first time either of them had taken the time to call me in almost 18 months. I am 10 years younger than my older sister and 8 years younger than the other. I have been an afterthought in their lives ever since they started having kids. I don't hold it against them. I get it. Their families are the most important things in their lives. I make sure to send cards for each of their kids on every birthday, gifts for every kid at Christmas. I don't even get a text from them on my birthday. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm kidding myself into thinking I actually want them there. And this is just my subconscious reminding me that they don't give a f about me unless they think they can get something out of it. But for them to act like they actually care about my important life events kind of makes me laugh now that I think about it. Based on this, not an a-hole. You're not close and that sucks. But you are doing your due diligence in a relationship and they aren't. The age gap can make sibling relationships more complicated. Everyone sucks here. Yeah, sure, it's your wedding. No, you don't need to pay for anyone to attend. But saying you'd love for them to come is deeply disingenuous when you've set this up, or allowed it to be set up, rather, in a way you know only works for your fiancé and her family. And while I'm not recommending you throw her under the bus, I think you need to stop treating your family like idiots. and just acknowledge you don't actually care whether they're there or not. It's Opie's wedding and they can have it where they damn well please. It's not treating people like idiots or disingenuous to say we would love for you to come but we understand why you might not be able to. Other people's finances aren't their problem and shouldn't dictate their choices. Next story. Am I the a-hole? I went with my friend to a restaurant that was originally reserved for me and my wife. Yesterday was my birthday. My 30 male wife, 28 female and I had made reservations at this really nice Korean barbecue restaurant for dinner. My wife is also 4 months pregnant. However, her friend wanted to hang out with her and had called her the night before my birthday. My wife said that this was a childhood friend of hers and that she really wanted to spend time with her. I reminded her that it's my birthday, but she just dismissed it, saying my birthday comes every year, but her friend will be leaving for Germany in a few weeks. I told her that she could go after my birthday as well, but she did not listen and just went to a sleepover at her friend's place. I got really mad at her, but instead of waiting for her to return home to talk things out, I asked my friend if he would like to hang out with me. He was fine with it, so we spent the day fishing, grilling, hiking, and went to the Korean barbecue for dinner. When she came home after spending time with her friend, she apologized to me, saying it was an unavoidable circumstance. I told her that it wasn't a problem, and that I spent the day with my best friend. She got mad that I would take him to the restaurant that we had booked for ourselves. I said that it was originally for us, but since she prioritized her friend over me, I took the person who prioritized me on my birthday. She said that I'm controlling and that I shouldn't be deciding who she spends time with. Now she's neither talking to me nor coming out of the room. I think I went too far by telling her whom she should be spending time with. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. But you didn't tell her she shouldn't spend time with her friend? You only asked that she not do it on that specific day. What is she talking about? Your wife is playing the victim here. She seems really immature and rude. Not the a-hole. I know. It's funny because she also stated that her friend is leaving in a few weeks, but his birthday is one day. Normal Darvo crap. Damn. Came back to check on this because of the notification. Didn't really know what Darvo was. Googled it and damn. That is freaking Darvo crap. Legit, she is playing victim now to make Opie feel guilty. And it worked. Opie had to write this because he most likely thought he was the a-hole. Seems to me she's actually the one being controlling. She doesn't prioritize you on your birthday, but then wants to say you shouldn't continue with your plans with your friend in her place? She would have preferred you sitting at home waiting for her on your birthday. That's really not very nice. Edited Dwed. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a milestone birthday? That's not right. Yep, it was my 30th birthday. That's why the fancy restaurant, or we usually stuff ourselves at AC's. Oh wow. Yeah, I think that was a really selfish decision on her part, and you were remarkably cool about it, considering it must have hurt some. So not fair to get mad at you for celebrating with someone who chose to be there for you. I'm confused. What did she expect you to do? Sit at home and cry? Your wife is the a-hole. She didn't need to visit her friend that day. She didn't need to stay out all night and come in the next morning. That's weird. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to return the $600 gift I bought for Mom for Christmas? To start, I want to mention that unlike my wife, I have a very good relationship with Mom. And because my siblings can always afford pricey gifts for Mom this year, I decided to gift her something nice and expensive for once on Christmas. Though I'm currently unemployed, but I work for the past few months, and my wife and I have a joint account. The problem began when my wife found out I purchased a $600 necklace for my mom to gift her on Christmas using our joint account. She went off on me, saying I should have told her and shouldn't have taken money from our joint account that she uses to pay the bills and rent, especially now that we're struggling. I asked why should I tell her since it's for us both, but she reminded me that despite that being true, 1, I no longer work, and 2, $600 is a lot and I should have consulted her. But the reasons I didn't are 1, I feel that it's my money too and I can make purchases using our joint account, and 2, I know if I told my wife she'd refuse to let me buy the gift solely because she hates my mom. She yelled at me saying that it's her hard-earned money I threw away and needed to return the necklace. But I refused because Mom already knows about it. She responded that this is no longer our joint account since I no longer earn money, and that if I want to gift Mom expensive items then I needed to earn money. She insisted I return it, but I said no, and it escalated to me calling her bitter and controlling, after she pointed out I never got her anything in this price range. She's insisting I return it and at least get a cheaper one, But I'm done being the one with the least expensive / valuable gifts to gift in the family. She's making this her hill to die on. Am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole. Money shared is exactly that. Shared. You're in a partnership. You can't just spend the shared money willy-nilly. And she has every right to be upset if you're using the money you both share to buy extravagant gifts for other people without talking it through first. My rule of thumb is always, if it's more than $100, discuss it. Shared finances is not an ask for forgiveness, not permission situation. This exactly. I never spent more than $100 without consulting my wife. Because of tight bills, I lowered my threshold to $20 unless it is no necessity. Food, gas, oil change. You're unemployed and blew what I take home in a week? Oh yeah, you're the a-hole. Oh, told mom before Christmas so you couldn't return it. Double a-hole. Doing it intentionally behind your wife's back because you didn't even need to talk to her to know it was wrong? You planning on moving in with your mother? Probably should. You need a new place to sleep. This was a triple a-hole move. You said what I was thinking in perfect summary. You should start packing now. It is absolutely unreasonable for someone in your financial situation, having no income, to be making unnecessary $600 purchases from your joint account without agreement from your wife. No parent wants their unemployed adult son buying them a $600 necklace for Christmas. He says she already knows about the necklace though, which may shed some light on why she and the wife don't get along. What sort of person finds out their unemployed son just spent $600 in jewelry? It is like, great, thanks, looking forward to it. Sounds like he and his mother deserve each other.